Thank you for joining us today. My name is Renee Tyler Goodwin, and I'm here today with my co-host, Betty Smith Rose.
Thank you.
Betty is a children's book author of Can I Have a Monkey? I am a children's book author as well of the Gigi Life Lesson Storybook series. We call ourselves Team Gigi. Betty and I live in Tyler, Texas. It's considered the heart of East Texas.
Exactly.
Many people know Tyler as the rose capital of the world. We will post our Team Gigi video podcast, which we realize is the newest thing, on our Team Gigi podcast on our YouTube channel. And so you find us as Team Gigi podcast, Commit Yourself to Grow Yourself. That is our theme for 2022.
Yes, and you have to put it in exactly. Team Gigi, commit yourself to grow yourself. Put in those exact words and we'll be the first one at the top.
Now, previously we discussed the definitions of commit and grow. And today we're going to concentrate on committing yourself to grow yourself emotionally. So, as we did before, we go to Webster's dictionary of definition of emotion. Emotionally, what is that? Emotion is a strong feeling and excitement, but your emotions are always manifested mentally and physically. Now we look back at commit, as we said last time, is to bind by a promise, an engagement, or involvement, and it's a dedication over a long-term course of action. So when we look at emotion, the definition, the main word is feeling.
We have to talk about our feelings.
Feelings. So an example of a feeling is being happy. I feel happy.
Renee's always happy.
I try to be happy. I've committed myself to be happy, hopefully for the rest of my life.
Definitely.
Now, when I feel happy, you see as a smile on my face manifested as mentally and physically, and I'll clap my hands, I'll shout out loud, something like that. Now the converse example, is I'll try to show a feeling of sadness. So I'll kind of slump my shoulders and frown. But that's not where I want to stay, right? So if we put these two terms together, commit yourself emotionally. So we want to promise ourselves, engage ourselves, involve ourselves in our feelings.
Yes, and it's important to address our feelings because our feelings are going to lead to our actions. So good feelings are going to lead to good actions, and not so good feelings are going to lead to not so good actions. Everybody in the house might not be quite so happy on those days. So tell us about how you personally commit to that.
Okay, well, committing myself emotionally, I know you never know how long you're going to live.
Sure.
And like we mentioned, we are getting up in our years. However, I'm committing right here, right now, to go forward, being happy emotionally feeling happy in creating these video podcasts. Oh, they're so much fun. We have a great time. We do have a great time.
It gives me more energy because we're doing something we enjoy doing.
And that we know we're sharing good things with others.
Exactly.
And writing my Gigi storybooks. We have several out there now that teach life lessons, so I know that I'm happy sharing thoughts with children. I was able to
good thoughts.
Yes, I was able to do a read aloud this morning,
Yes.
sharing the Gigi storybooks with children, and it was just so rewarding.
And they teach about good things like teamwork and friendship and your faith, and there's even Gigi Takes Action, which kids will be able to relate from the last 2 years of COVID. So all of these books, they're very insightful and they're enjoyable for children and adults.
And thank you so much, Betty. I appreciate that. And also feeling happiness when we do our speaking engagements. Oh, we have so
I
much
enjoy
fun.
that. I feel sometimes like I'm the only one on the stage because I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, so to speak. But I do enjoy it. I can't ever tell you if there was 10 people in the audience or 100. I just don't pay any attention to that. I just go for it. I just enjoy it.
Or actually commit myself to happy feelings, even as, like I say, we're doing the daily chores, dishwashing, laundry. But I'm so thankful though that I can do those things and
then
do
we
them
have
well.
dishwashers.
Yes, and washing machines. Hallelujah.
Exactly, vacuum cleaners. I even enjoy chopping vegetables. I don't know, somehow that's just therapeutic for me. My husband is so nice and we both love to cook, and he will offer, well, do you want me to chop the onions for you or the bell peppers? And I'm like, no, I'll do it, because I hate to say, no, that's my therapy. Then he'll go into therapy for what? So anyway,
Exactly.
it's in the small things though.
Yeah, some things you keep to yourself.
Yes.
Right. But with this all said, I'll always begin with the feeling of happiness, smile on my face, jumping for joy. But as we mentioned though before, there are discomforts. There are some negatives that we can come upon, but
That's what we're going to talk about
Yeah.
next, actually,
how
about
do you go past these
growth.
setbacks?
How do you get past these things?
Because we know there's rewards on the other
Yeah,
side.
exactly. So you notice how many times I say the word exactly. On our last podcast, I hesitated and did not count the times, but that's like my version of, yes, I can do this, or whatever. I just say, exactly, we can do this. Sorry about that, but anyway. So defining growth, if we go back to last week's podcast, our definition of growth was to increase and to develop. So as we apply that emotionally was the second one on our list. We did mentally on our last podcast, so today is emotionally. So in order to increase or develop in the area of our emotions, we're going to have to address them, like you said a minute ago. So do you ever feel, or have you ever felt like your emotions were just all over the place? I have at times, I have to admit. I'm old enough to have to admit I've lived a little bit. And so there have been times that my emotions were all over the place. And you've got to find a way to get more in control of your emotions. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's think about some of the things that trigger our emotions. What triggers the happy feelings? Maybe you're thinking about, I don't know, rocking your baby or picking your child up from school, or maybe what you're going to cook from dinner makes you feel happy. But then on the other side of that, maybe not quite so much. So, but we have to stop and think why we're thinking what we're thinking. So,
well, like we said last time, everyone's at a different starting point. So, like you say, number one, we have to start. Number two, like you say, what makes you happy? Rocking your baby. I know right now my starting point is playing with the puppies.
Yeah.
Writing my books,
Yeah.
Doing speaking engagements,
Yeah,
reading
I love
aloud
that.
to the
Those
children.
kind of things can make you happy and give you high energy. So if you have an interest that you really love, no matter what it is, that can lift your spirits just by getting back into that. But words are something that can trigger our emotions. If you think about a time that someone might have said something to you that was hurtful.
And it's hard to overcome. But you know what I say back then? Sticks and stones,
Yeah.
right? Sticks and stones, right?
Exactly.
But then again, you can be hurt, and you have to address that hurt.
Yes, and you have to feel it for one. You have to be able to feel it.
And heal it.
Experience it, go through it, but then don't let it take you down. Don't let it take you to a bad place.
Right.
And then sometimes other people's actions can trigger an emotion in you. What if you know, you could be just fine when you get up in the morning and one of your kids or your husband slammed the door on the way out because they were mad about something. All of a sudden you're in a bad mood the rest of the day.
Right,
Just because of someone else's actions. So you can't let that take control of you.
No, you can't. No, you have to just, and that's a good point. Right then and there, you address it.
You stop right there. Why am I acting this way? I was happy before.
Right. And you know, your life is just as important as someone else's.
Yes.
And but it's a free will, and you have the choice.
Right.
Whether you're gonna let that spoil your day, or set it aside and have a happy day.
And set it aside is a good point too, because don't be mad all day about somebody slamming the door. Set it aside, have your happy day, and then at night, if you want to, then whoever slammed the door, maybe have a conversation with them. But don't let it ruin your day, just set it aside.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that can trigger emotions is maybe a past regret. I know there's been times in my own life I wish I had more resources when I was raising my children. I wish I had known more. And sometimes that I feel a little regretful when I think about that. But then I have to think, you know, they're all married now, they're happy, they have kids, and so they turned out okay, even if I couldn't afford to provide the designer jeans they wanted back then.
But you know, we all do our best.
True.
We do our best.
You do the best you can with what you have. And sometimes a past experience, that can lead to triggering your emotions. Maybe you think about something that happened 10 or 20 years ago. It doesn't even matter. The other person has forgot about it completely. But when you think about it, especially if it was something that hurt you, that things that are hurtful tend to stay with us.
So I always think, you know, feel it to heal it, let it go.
Exactly. That's what you have to make yourself do, is to let it go.
And we have to, and like I say, depending on how many, you never know how long your life will be. And so it's important not to have regrets. Don't let that trigger you. Don't let it be your center of attention. Just say, okay, I have made mistakes. Forgive yourself.
Yes,
Forgive
exactly.
yourself.
Forgive yourself.
Don't beat yourself up about it. Forgive yourself and go forward.
Exactly. I remember another feeling of regret that I had was I was not able to attend college when I was high school age. And so it took me a number of years, and finally when I was 49 years old, I decided I can go to college if I want to. I can pay for it myself. And so I did. I enrolled in college at age 49. The good thing was I already had my career. I didn't have to have a degree in any particular thing. Nothing mattered. I did it strictly because it was something I wanted to do, and I did it because I enjoyed doing it.
And the same thing happened with my mother. You know, she had so many years of like a junior college, but then she ended up getting her degree. I think she graduated at 55.
Wow, perfect. I love that.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So, how would you say emotions like worry, like what can that lead to?
Well, it can lead you to back to some physical health problems, you know, and it can then make you stressful, create anxiety, and you don't want to go there.
No.
You do not want to go there. You just got to put those things in their proper perspective and go forward.
Yeah. We literally mean stop and think about what you're thinking, and you've got to learn to redirect that emotion, and you've got to be able to turn it around. And it may take trying it over and over and over, but eventually it works. I can promise you it will work. Because if we don't, we're going to end up being ineffective, unproductive, which sometimes can lead to state of depression. You don't want it to go that far.
No.
If you're someone that's already there, then go see a doctor, get some counseling, do what you need to do, but get yourself back on track. Sometimes we think about, or we think we can't get past it, but we can. With the right kind of help, we can. And then also, we have to think about where are these feelings coming from? Some of them we talked about earlier, but feelings can be tricky. So don't let them defeat you.